Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sky Graham, and I am here to teach you about laws of cosine. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure that everybody has their calculator in degree mode. So, switch on your little calculators and go to Mode, scroll down until you see where it says radian. Now go over and then click on degree. Now your numbers will be in degrees and not radians. You don't want them in radians, not for this kind of problem. Now, the equation for law of cosines can be used for two things. It can be used to find a side length, or it can even be used to find an angle measurement. I'm going to show you how to solve for a side length first. Okay, so since we are doing side length, we are going to draw our little triangle. See, here's our little triangle. Okay, now we are going to label our angles A, B, and C. Now, we're going to make the measure of angle A 40 degrees. You can make it any number you want, but for my example, I'm doing 40 since it's an easy number. Now, we're going to make side length B 12 centimeters. And we're going to make side length C 10 centimeters. Okay. There's a triangle so far. Now, all we have to do is plug in the numbers. So, our equation will look like a squared. Since we do not know since we do not know the side length, we're going to do a squared equals 12 squared, since that is the measure of angle side length B. Now we are also going to add 10 squared, since that is the measure of side C, minus 2 times 12 times 10 times cosine of 40, since that's the measure of angle A. So your equation should look like that. I know it's long and it's complicated looking, but really it's easy. So first, since we still do not know the side length of A, it is still saying A squared. So get out your calculators and add 12 squared to 10 squared. Okay, that should get you 244. See? 244. So, 244. Now, we're going to do the other side of the minus sign. So now you're going to enter 2 times 12 times 10 times the cosine of 40. You need that 40 in there. That will get you 183.8. You can round that up to 184. For this, we're just going to leave it at 183.8. So, 183.8. Okay, now your equation should look something like that. Looks pretty simple now, doesn't it? Okay, now we are going to solve that equation. So, once again, go to your calculators. Now you're going to enter 244 minus 183.8. That will get you 60.2. Okay, now A is still squared, so we're going to square root that 60.2. So A is going to equal square root of 60.2. A is going to equal 7.76. You can round that up to 7.8. I don't recommend rounding it up to 8, so 7.6 will be our number. So side length A equals 7.76 centimeters. Okay, now you all know how to solve for a side length. Now I'm going to show you how to solve for an angle measurement. It's the same equation, same process almost, but numbers are a little different. So now we are going to draw a new triangle. We have A, B, and C. Okay, so side length A is now 12. Side length B is 9. And side length C, we'll make that 10. Okay, so your triangle should look something like this. No angles, only side lengths. Okay, so we're going to solve for angle A. Okay, so we still have that same equation, only now we know what A squared is. So in its place, we will put 12 squared. 12 squared equals 9 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 9 times 10. The only difference now is that we do not have an angle measure. That is what we're solving for. So we don't put anything for cosine A. We just leave it at cosine A. So cosine A. So your problem should look like that. If it does not, you're not paying attention. So now we're going to deal with all of these squares. So 12 squared goes to 144. Now we're going to add 9 squared in our calculators to 10 squared. That will get you 181. So, which minus 2 times 9 times 10, that gets you 180 times cosine of A. You need that cosine of A because you're going to need that later in order to figure out what your angle measurement is. So now your problem should look something like that. But wait, Sky, 181 minus 180 doesn't equal 144. Well, we're not solving it like that. First, we are going to subtract 181 from both sides. Yes, I know that will get you a negative number, but trust me, it will make sense in a few minutes. So 144 minus 181 gives you negative 37. Okay, so now you have negative 37 equals negative 180 times cosine of A. Okay, so now your equation should look like that. Okay, next on your list to do, you're not going to subtract and you're not going to add this time. You are actually going to divide by negative 180 on both sides. So that negative 180 is canceled out. So now you have cosine of A equals, now plug into your calculator, negative 37 divided by negative 180. You're going to get a long decimal. So our decimal is 0.20555, lots of fives and then 6. Okay, now you're probably wondering, how do I solve for angle A if I have cosine of A? Well, I'll show you. First, you go to second, then cosine. Now, you're going to solve for the inverse of cosine, which will give you your answer. So you plug in that number. Now, this is important. You cannot plug in a rounded number. You have to plug in the entire decimal or your angle measurement is off. So once you've done that, the measure of angle A comes out to be 78 degrees. Now, I know that there is numbers after the decimal, but when dealing with degrees, you do not have a decimal. There is no such thing as a decimal degree. It does not happen. So try to round it as close to the nearest whole number as you possibly can. Whether that's rounding up or down, it doesn't matter. You have to make it a whole number. Okay. Oh, I probably should address this now. If on future problems, since I'm not showing you how to do this one, if you get an error message and your work is correct and your calculator is in degree mode, then that means there is no solution for that problem. So don't freak out. You're not an idiot. Your calculator is not wrong. It's not broken. It's just a no solutions problem. Okay, now that you know how to solve for a side length and an angle length measure, I think my work here is done. Thank you for tuning in, and good luck on the semester exam. Bye!